law school, which was great. Was working as a counselor for victim services. Now it's Safe Horizon.
Yes.
And the reason I took the job is because my day legal job wasn't giving me that much money, and I have to pay all those loans. And I go like, the more income I have, the faster I will pay my loans. So I ended up that job that I applied to through a friend of mine. And that was my first contact really with victims of domestic violence. And I fell in love with the job. And then I made a decision that at that time I was going to get a job helping victims of domestic abuse. I also deal with sexual abuse victims and rape survivors. And that was very special to me. So while I was studying for the bar and I passed the bar, I did landlord tenant at one point. I did family law. Also, family law gave me a background as because a lot of the mothers that came to family court,
Might have
even
been
though
abused.
exactly, even though I was handling neglect and abused children, but their mothers also came from a battered relationship, and that also awakened my interest in working with victims of domestic violence or domestic violence survivors, as they would like to be called. So then after that, I did landlord tenant, family court, social security, Medicaid, Medicare. I decided I wanted to do criminal law. That's when I looked for a job in the Brooklyn DA's office. I was hired, and I was asked personally to the DA at that time, Charles Hines,
Yep.
that I wanted in my
Awesome.
interest
Awesome
in
person.
yes, that my interest in working with the Brooklyn DA's office is because I wanted it to work in the Domestic Violence Bureau specifically, which was the only DA's office in the
The
country
Yes.
that had a bureau that it was dedicated and specifically to deal with victims of domestic
And that
abuse.
is very, very true because I had a brief tenure there, and I could tell you that a lot of Heinz's programs for that, I mean, were above and beyond their years of so far advanced with that. But we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. So, of course, you decided to take the position at the DA's office and really bring all of your work together for domestic violence. Now, personally, and a lot of people usually think, well, were you a victim? And not necessarily everyone who has to do that. Sometimes just witnessing something is
Right.
enough for you to want to act on it.
Right, and that's true. Even though I come from a very poor neighborhood back in Puerto Rico, domestic violence appears to be something normal that I saw, but I never thought it was a crime. Nobody identified it as a crime and saw it as something wrong until I came to New York and I learned that domestic violence, family violence, is not acceptable and it's a crime. And to be honest with you, also, later on I learned that my very own sister has been a victim of domestic violence and she kept it very secret because that's what happened in domestic violence relationship. The victims usually do not come forward right away. It's not something that people will speak about very openly. They will hide it for different reasons. But I became very interested and I devoted 12 years in the DA's office to domestic violence, and I learned a great deal.
Would you say, now that you're a judge looking back, where do you prefer? Do you prefer being on the bench? I mean, they're two different positions. So having held both, what are some of the good and the bad things about each one?
There are times when, even when you love something a lot, your mind and your body tells you it's time to move on, so
Mm-hmm.
you could do something different or something extra. And being at the DA's office, which I am very thankful to the DA Charles Hines for giving me the opportunity, and I learned great deal from many people there. It was time for me to move on. I needed to do something
Yeah.
different because there are times that you find within yourself that you have so many talents that you could share, and you can try outside of what you doing. And I am a person that I'm always looking for different opportunities. um, Once my confidence level increase, and in the DA's office, that's an office that give you an opportunity to do
I
that,
know
because you're
that.
trying cases all the time, you're in front of people, the jury and all that, and the people that you come across that you have to deal with, the police department, probation, and a lot of other very important departments. It gives you more confidence. At one point, after 12 years, I thought that I wanted it to do something
Mm-hmm.
different, not thinking that I wanted it to be a judge. And being a judge, it happened by accident, because let me tell you, to be honest, I never saw Lydia myself as a judge.
Hmm.
First of all, throughout all my years practicing law, I saw very few women that look like me as
Absolutely.
judges. Not
Absolutely.
only that look like me, but that sounded like me. And you see me, when people look at me and I introduce myself and people find out that I am a judge, people are surprised. They ask me, wow, you are a judge, really? Because most judges don't look
Right, and there's
like
still the
me.
stereotypical
They
that they're
still, exactly,
the
they look.
old white male.
Exactly. But the bench has changed,
Changed.
because the bench is reflecting how our communities look
Yes.
like.
And they're no longer making all those decisions.
Absolutely. And it's amazing, especially I decided to become a judge because most of the people that I was dealing with in court, victims and defendants, they look like you and me.
Absolutely.
So I said, I know I can do that job. And not only I can do it, but I could be fair.
That's the
And I
important
could do
thing.
justice. That is important. Because I understood the community. I understood where people are coming from. And we have to be sensitive to everybody, every culture. And I decided in 2004 to run for judge. And there were 3 seats in Brooklyn county-wide. There were 15 people running with me, 16, and I had no chance because, once again, they said I was too black to be Puerto Rican. I spoke with an accent. I didn't have any money. Every single excuse in the book that you could think of. That didn't stop me.
But
I
guess
went
what?
and I ran.
When God has something in place for you, and I'm a living testimony to that, because I've had people, well, how did she get that position, or how did she get to interview this person? Guess what? When things are ordained for you, there's
Yours.
nothing. It is yours, and nobody else could take that away.
That's
from
what
you.
I'm saying, that I've been blessed. I have more than I ever expected in life, and for that I'm thankful. And I share it with other people so they could enjoy it, and they could also understand how important it is to have an education, to go after your dream and your goal, and not let anything stop you. Nothing, because at the end you are the one that matters the most. I have encountered a lot of people that comes to me and they go like, oh, I wish I did this, I did that, and I did that, and now I'm not that happy. Well, I always tell people it's never too late. As long as you're breathing, it's never too late. So I share
Amazing.
with our community my journey, because to a lot of people it's difficult, and I bet you, Lydia, that there are a lot of people that probably has gone through even worse scenarios that I have. But the only thing you need is that desired to be somebody and to reach a goal. And as long as you believe in yourself, your patience, you are determined and dedicated, you'll see it through.
Oh my goodness, I love it. How do people at home get in contact with you, either through, for domestic violence situations or just overall questions or comments from the show?
Absolutely. I do conferences, presentations, round tables, and any other type of events that deals with domestic violence, elder abuse, teen violence,
very good.
Human trafficking. And I also do motivational speaking as to my journey to the bench. They could contact me. I am located at 320 J Street in Supreme Court in Brooklyn. You could contact the court system, and they will be able to connect you with me. The numbers are on the internet. They are everywhere. It's a very genetic number. People could contact me. I am in Supreme Court, but you give Judge Laporte, Justice Laporte, Evelyn Laporte's name, and they will track me down easily.
That is awesome. I mean, you are so inspirational. Even for myself, there's certain things that, you just want to continue to grow within yourself, and just hearing this, be like, you know what? I am going to do it. I am going to do it. Just little personal things that you want to do and you keep putting off. But I'm like, you know what? As long as you are breathing, like you said, you could do this.
You can do it.
So awesome. And I would love to have you back to hear more. So definitely we will schedule another part 2 of our interview.
I would love to be here, and it's been once again an honor to be here with you this evening.
So much. That's the Honorable Evelyn J. Laporte. All right, and as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us.
Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you.